Hello everybody and welcome to a surprise Saturday live stream. I kind of just did this on the cuff. This of course is talking about a movie that's not out everywhere at the moment. There will be no spoilers, but I have seen the movie, and that is of course Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm from the UK and that's how I got to see it early. The movie is actually quite longer than I thought, which I'm not complaining. I noticed that a lot of reviews and critics were talking about how the movie does not emphasize on the human characters as much. I would agree. Yes, if people want more just on the characters, on Sonic and Tails, Knuckles, then you will be happy because that is the majority of this movie. Now, I will say off the bat, you're still reminded that hey, look, this is a movie, but this is also a kids movie, and you have like your kind of like filler stuff that, like I say, I won't obviously go and spoil. You have like your filler, and I mean, we know Knuckles is in the movie. That's not spoilers in the trailer. You know they're gonna fight. The encounters, or plural, whatever, are really good. They're really solid. You know, I'm happy with what they did with Tails in the movie. It's really good. You know, it's a Sonic movie. There's lots of references, and we've got even more references than before. I probably don't know half of them. There's also going to be moments where things are happening so quickly because of Sonic. You're going to be missing some stuff naturally, right? It's hard to follow everything. There are definitely some stuff where it's like, go play the DVD or the Blu-ray and pause because you're like, oh, I see. I missed that the first time around, right? You have to go back and scour for the Easter eggs and such. And in case you guys don't know, this is related to Jim Carrey, not so much the movie. But he has stated in an interview that he is wanting to have a break, but he's also considering retiring. Sonic 2 might be his last film, which would be interesting and sort of hilarious if his last thing he did was Sonic 2. There is a third movie, which again, that's not really a spoiler because they already announced it ages ago that, yeah, we're already planning the third movie. And it would be weird to not have Jim Carrey in the third movie. However, does that mean they would not have Robotnik in the movie, or would they just recast him? I think it would be strange to recast Robotnik for the last movie. Well, I say the last movie. I think they want to see how well Sonic 2 movie does. And I mean, my fear so far is that the Sonic 2 movie is not going to do very well because the critics, who clearly aren't Sonic fans, right, are basically moaning about the whole not being enough time with the humans, right? But for Sonic fans, that's great. We love that. That's what we want. I mean, if anything, that's probably our biggest complaint, is that the first movie was too much like a road trip kids, typical anthropomorphic road trip journey kiddie thing. Not so much Sonic. It's just kind of like, let's just put Sonic in this setting, and he does some Sonic things now and then, right? And it's a bit too much emphasis on the humans. But I guess they wanted to establish a relationship with Tom and all that, right? Yeah, and in this one, definitely a lot more about Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman. What they do in the movie, where it leads to. And it's great. It's a great action-packed adventure. I think Idris Elba did a really good job as Knuckles. I cannot confirm or deny whether he is sexy or not, because I don't really get the meme of him being sexy, personally. But I guess you'll just have to see for yourself to make that judgment. I'm really glad, though, that Colleen got to keep her role as Tails. It's nice that voice actors got a bit of love, because I do feel like, unfortunately, voice actors do kind of get the shaft. That puts me off as someone who's a bit of an aspiring voice actor. I know that's a laugh. There are definitely some moments in the movie where I was like, did this need to be here? It's kind of a bit more of the fillery type stuff, where it's just kind of like, okay, sure, right? There is something they don't do in the movie. I'm really surprised they didn't, and I hope they do for the third movie. It is definitely way better than the first one, for sure. There are definitely some things where I was just kind of like, I mean, no movie's perfect, right? But it is a really, really good Sonic movie, really good. Now, I know I probably missed a bunch, but even I sort of sat there and I was like, I felt like there would have been more references. Maybe there are, and I just weren't paying attention. I was trying. I mean, obviously I was just trying to enjoy the movie casually, because I don't want to be like, a lot of the stuff, right? A lot of the stuff I had already seen in trailers. Now, if you hadn't watched trailers, you probably have a better experience because you'll be like, oh, I didn't know about this or I didn't know about that. Part of me didn't want to watch the trailers, but I couldn't help it. I had to get the hype in, and it did give me hype. It didn't completely ruin the experience for me. When trailers tend to kind of just show the highlights and the good bits, and then you watch the film and you're like, huh. So I literally have already just seen the best bits. Not everything, but the Sonic movie, it was definitely like, if you watch the trailers, you're like, huh, okay, I've seen a lot of this stuff already, but I suppose that's the risk you take watching trailers, right? There are definitely some moments where I was like, oh, and some moments where I was like, with how the film ends, I'm definitely like, I'm interested to see where this is gonna go. I'll say that. I don't know if I really call this a spoiler, but it's already been sort of announced, I believe, from like one of the directors. There is a new character revealed. I am interested to see where it goes, put it that way. And I called it. And I called who the character was. The movie kind of felt predictable, and I don't know if it's predictable because we're Sonic fans, or it's just one of those types of movies, right? If you know the story of like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, especially like Sonic 2, Sonic 3, then you kind of be like, well, yeah, of course, Knuckles is being duped by Eggman. It's not really a spoiler, is it? He's done that in Sonic 3, did that in Sonic Adventure. If you watch any of the trailers, that's clearly what's going on. To me, it's obvious. I wouldn't really call that a spoiler. I'd just say like, well, of course. I do have some questions. There's a part in the movie, right at the beginning, where I sort of sat there and I was like, what is this? What is going on? And I feel like I never got an answer. I was very confused. I kept looking and I was like, am I misunderstanding something here? I don't understand what's going on. And it's never addressed. And I wonder if it's just kind of like a random thing where it's just like, this isn't really that important. Don't worry about it. This is kind of here. Is this supposed to mean something? Is this a reference I'm misunderstanding? Or is this just, they're just here for the sake of being here? If you see in the trailer that there is a giant mech, you can probably guess what that is. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Honestly, every scene with Knuckles is an absolute joy. Tails is Tails. That's all I'll say. But that's not a bad thing. That's good. There's a reference in that movie. One of my best mates, Leon, because I actually sat in the movie with 4 of my friends. Did you see that reference? Because he hasn't really played the newer games. I knew the reference, but he didn't. So it's one of those things where, yeah, there is references to all sorts, not just classic. I'll say there's there's a reference all around to like various different games, classic and modern. So there's a scene where when I saw it, I was like, oh, I know exactly what they're referencing, and I thought it was cute. It was like a filler moment, and I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I know. But my friend was completely clueless. She was like, I had no idea that was even a reference. And I was like, it is. Trust me, you'll know. You know what? The direction they go, wouldn't really call this a spoiler, but in the trailer, they've already revealed an emerald. And the emerald has been confirmed to be the Master Emerald. I don't really call that a spoiler because it's kind of already out there. It's been out there for a little while. But all I would say is that the direction was different. Not what I expected. It was definitely one of those movie moments where they're like, oh, you gotta remember this is a movie, and they're kind of going to do their own thing. But it sort of works out in the end, so it's okay. There was a moment in the story when I was just kind of like, wait, huh? That's different. But then they did something else in the movie, and I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. And then I was like, huh? Knuckles did a Knuckles thing, and I was like, ah. And what I mean by Knuckles doing a Knuckles thing, I mean maybe potentially what he'll be doing in the spin-off. There's something in the movie he doesn't do. At least I don't recall him ever doing it. And I sat there and I was like, missed opportunity. There's a moment in the movie where I was like, okay, you didn't do what I thought you was gonna do. And I don't think he did it in the entire movie, which is a bit of a shame. Whatever the spin-off is, we'll get to see more Knuckles do Knuckle things, hopefully. The human characters were fine. Yeah, they were fine. In the trailers, there's like a military operation. If you paid attention to the trailers, you might actually know what this military operation is. If you haven't seen the trailers or don't know, all I say is just have a guess and you'll know. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for watching my discussion on the Sonic movie 2 or Sonic 2 movie. Give it some time, I might come back, do a spoiler version. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next live stream.